Okay, so this is the Flexzion multi-instrument 7 guitar stand. Um, I bought it originally because I was searching in Amazon for a stand for my ukulele collection. I have several ukuleles, and this one came up as being a guitar ukulele multi-instrument stand, so that's why I bought it. Um, there was no way of really telling it was going to be the right size, but it did say that it was suitable for ukulele, so I thought, well, I'll take a flyer on it and see what happens. So what you're seeing right here includes a modification that we had to make because this back bar, I was hoping it would be adjustable in height, but it's not. So we added a wooden dowel that we screwed into the metal uprights, um, and this is just a piece of pipe insulation here. Uh, There's also another second problem, which is that this ring thing here in the bottom, which is where the body of the guitar is supposed to sit, is fine for guitars, but for some of the ukuleles, it's not suitable. It's too big, and the ukulele just falls right through and sits on the floor. And of course, sitting on the floor is not good because if there's, one of the things you're doing is you're trying to keep things up off the floor in case there's any dampness or anything down there, just to keep the things away from any kind of damage. So that's not ideal. The back of this thing does wedge in place a little bit, but then it's a little bit unstable. And if you don't have it fully wedged, it doesn't, and you don't necessarily know you don't, it has a tendency to slam shut like that. So that's not ideal either, I would say. But you can cram it back there if you're paying close attention. So, all right, just so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Here's a full-size guitar. Full-size guitar sits nicely on the bass and leans against one of these. There's bars here. There's pegs here that are sticking out for that purpose. This is a baritone ukulele. It's about half the size of a guitar. It sits fine in there as well. This is called a guitar lele. It's a little bit smaller than the baritone ukulele. This is a 6-string ukulele. It's a little bit smaller, and it actually goes right between that loop. So right now it's sitting on the carpet, which is not ideal. It is big enough to reach just barely to this bar, though. This is a concert-sized ukulele, and it's again smaller than the guitar lele. It goes right through. It has nothing to sit on here, and it would never get up to this top bar. It's leaning against my makeshift bar. It is possible to perch this on just the front bar of this thing, but then it's not really, it's not fully stable when it's sitting like that. You can get it to perch if you fiddle with it, but not good. So not really, doesn't really fit. This is called a banjo lele, just a little 4-string ukulele with the banjo qualities. And because this has got tensioners around the outside, it has actually got something where if you were to set it on this bar, it could, it could kind of be stabilized by one of those little tensioners. It's a little bit taller, but it's still not tall enough to reach that top bar. So sitting in here like that, it's okay like that. But normally, like without bouncing it on a tensioner, it goes right through. So that's how that one sits. Actually, it's more stable if I set that one on tensioner. And this is not all my ukuleles. I have another guitar and 2 more ukuleles that aren't with me right now. This is the last one I have here, though. This is a little, I don't know, I guess it's a little tenor or soprano ukulele, and you can see the size of it compared to the concert, quite a bit smaller. And so, of course, it's, it'll go straight through here. And if it had to sit on the floor, bang, it has no support whatsoever. It won't even fit my bottom bar. So what I've been trying to do is I'm experimenting with making something so that the smaller instruments will sit up between these, where they're supposed to sit up off the floor. Right now I have some elastic luggage bands in here. And when they're like that, then I can set this little guy like this and just lean in this manner. It's not ideal, but it'll make it possible for me to make some kind of use out of this thing. So I would say overall, if you want this for ukuleles, don't. It doesn't really work. It takes a lot of mods, and I could have started from scratch with, PVC pipe or something and come to this same situation. If you got just guitars that you want to put in there or bigger instruments, it'd be fine. You just have to watch that back doesn't slam down every time the instrument's taken off of it. You know, it's fine if there's something on it, but if everything was off, it's not stable. So that's my review. I would say that I wouldn't give this thing more than a 2 or 3 rating for what I wanted. So don't buy it for a ukulele.